It's art, it's art, it's art. It's time for art. Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Howell, and I am an art teacher with Houston ISD. And you and I are going to get to spend the next 30 minutes or so together making art and learning about art. Let's get started. First things first. I'm going to do art with some materials that you might not have at your house. And you know what? That's okay. You can do the best you can with whatever you have, or you can just watch and then later, if you get some of the materials, maybe you'll remember what we did together. Either way, I hope you have a good time and you learn something about art. Second thing second, this lesson is made for pre-K through second grade, but really anybody can do it. Anybody who's young at heart or a lifelong learner or who loves art will be able to participate and have a good time. Go get your stuff, go get your stuff, go get your stuff. Go get your stuff, go get your stuff, go get your stuff. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to art. I'm so glad we get to see each other again. Thanks for dropping by. So today we're going to learn something that's going to kind of make us feel like real artists, because real artists like to keep all their artwork in a place, in one place. And they like to have a place where they can collect things. Like sometimes you might be walking on the street, or your mom might take a picture, or you might see something in a magazine or a newspaper or something, and you think, oh, I would like to paint something like that, or sculpt something like that, or draw something like that. And I don't want to lose track of that thing. So maybe, if it's okay, you could like cut it out or get somebody to print it for you or something. And then you could keep it in this one place. And then sometimes you want to practice drawing things. And you're thinking to yourself, I want to learn how to draw faces better, but I need a place where I can practice. So all of that stuff can go in our sketchbook. There are a couple of different, there are 100 different ways you could probably make a sketchbook. Probably 100 ways. One way is you can go to the store and buy something called a sketchbook, because they sell them. And they can be big sketchbooks, and sometimes they have spiral, like wire, curlicue wires, and sometimes they open up to the top, and sometimes they open up to the side, and they have all different kinds of paper in them, and they're amazing, right? But sometimes you don't need all that, or you don't want to spend all that money on something called a sketchbook. You just want something to practice in, and to work in. So one of my favorite things is to make a sketchbook out of this thing called a composition book. Now, a composition is usually talking about writing. So composition books often have lines on the inside of them. You've probably seen these. You might have one of these for math. You might have one of these for reading and science and whatever. Sometimes it has graph paper or grid paper on the inside. I like those too, especially for drawing. Sometimes you can find these that are blank. So whatever paper is in here, it doesn't matter. Okay. What I like about this for a sketchbook is that it's all contained and the papers don't fall out, right? And I can always find it, and I always know where my sketchbook is. And it has a lot of paper, both sides in here, so there's a lot I can do for drawing and stuff like that. But I have a secret to tell you. A long time ago, like 1,000,000 years ago, I went to a training at Region 4, and I want to say it was discount school supplies, but I'm not really sure, and I don't know, and I don't want to say it wrong. But anyway, this very interesting guy taught us how to make tiny sketchbooks. Tiny sketchbooks. And this tiny sketchbook is made out of one piece of regular printer paper. It's amazing. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It has a cover. It has 1, 2 pages on the inside, 3, 4 pages on the inside, 4, 5, 6 pages on the inside, and a back cover. It has 6 pages inside and a back cover. And it's all made out of one piece of paper. And it's small enough that I can keep it in my pocket, which is pretty cool. So I have used these for a million years that I have been a teacher. So I have used these for science class. I've used these when we went on a field trip to the zoo so we could sketch out things that were in the zoo. I've used these for all kinds of things. I love them for sketchbooks if you're somebody who can write little. And if you're not, then you just need to practice being somebody who can draw and write little. So I'm going to teach you how to make this, and we're going to work on making this amazing. So, just like books, like dictionaries and things, have information in them that we need, I want to make sure that our sketchbooks have some art information that we need. So we're going to work on putting some stuff inside of our sketchbooks that we may need to use, that we will need to use later on. Okie dokie, let's get started. So what you're going to need first is 1 piece of regular old printer paper. 1 piece of regular old printer paper. It will work also if you have what's called notebook paper. Notebook paper is the one that has the lines and it has the holes down the side. It'll work. It just works a little bit better with this paper. But it'll work with the other paper. So go find your paper. It's okay. I'll wait. I'll count back from 10. Go get your paper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1, 3/4, 1/2, 1/4, and 0. I hope you're back. Okay, let's get started. The cool thing about this sketchbook is that it will fit inside of this sketchbook. You can glue it in there and it'll be there. That's awesome. Also, this sketchbook is a little easier to carry around in your pocket than this sketchbook. Just saying. All right, so we're going to make this out of this. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hold our paper portrait. This is called landscape. Sometimes I call it sideways, right? So we're going to hold our paper this way. Okay? And then I'm going to tell you a little story, and that story is going to help you remember how to fold it. So I want to go on a picnic. I want to go on a picnic. Do you want to go on a picnic with me? Let's go. All right. And I'm hungry, so on my picnic, I'm going to want a hot dog. So what I'm doing is I'm folding the paper. Sometimes people call it hot dog because the paper is long and skinny like a hot dog bun. So I'm matching up my corners and I'm folding my paper in half. And like I said, some people call this hot dog. So I'm hungry on my picnic, so I'm going to take a hot dog. All right, give me a thumbs up if your paper is folded. Hot dog. Good job. Okay, unfold it. Look, there's a line right there. Okay. I'm so hungry. Not only am I going to need a hot dog, I'm also going to need a hamburger. So people say that we're folding this paper hamburger when we match these corners up and fold it in half because a hamburger bun is fatter than a hot dog bun, right? Okay, so we're going on a picnic, and first we want a hot dog, and second we want a hamburger. Okay, so I just folded my paper over there. Now we're going to open it back up again. Now I have a line right here, and I have a line right here. All right, let me see. Let me make sure that all of your papers are opened back up. Are all of your papers opened back up flat? Okay, going on a picnic. I'm going to take a hot dog. I'm going to take a hamburger. And when I get there, I'm going to be looking for a park bench. Okay, watch this a little bit carefully. So the first thing we're going to do is fold it back hamburger. Or fold it back hamburger. Okay, you got a hamburger? All right. Now we're going to make a park bench. This side is the side that's open. This side is the side that's folded together, right? It's attached over here and it's open over here. I'm going to take the open side right here where that line is, and I'm going to match it up right there. Oh gosh, let me show you that again, okay? So I'm taking this dot right here and I'm matching it up to this dot right there. So I'm going to fold it up like this and match it up and then fold down there. Okay, third time. So here's my paper. It's in hamburger again. And then I'm going to take this open edge and I'm going to fold it up to the attached edge. And I make a nice, I'm using my fingernail, I can use my pencil. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to take that whole paper and just flip it over like a pancake. Ready? So here was our paper like that. We're just flip it over like a pancake. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Pretend like there's a dot right here and there's a dot right here. I'm going to match those up. So I'm taking the open side. It's the only paper that's there now. I'm taking the open side and I'm folding it up to meet the attached edge. Okay. So all I did was I took this last piece and I just folded it to the middle. Last time, I took my paper that was like this and I just folded it up to the middle. And now look what happens. If I just tip him over, I made a park bench. Oh, this is what it looks like sideways. Sideways, it looks like that. Right? Like you could sit on that park bench and eat your hot dog and your hamburger. Look how cool that is. That's very cool. Okay, so hot dog, hamburger, park bench. Now, here's the thing. I'm kind of one of those people who likes their space and their privacy, so I need a park bench that's made for two people so we don't have to sit close to each other. So I'm going to take my scissors and let me show you. Let me show you with my fingers first. I'm not going to cut the part where my bottom goes on the park bench. This part stays the same, but I'm going to cut this part where my back goes on the park bench. So this part where it's attached and folded, see how this is the part where it's attached and folded? I'm going to cut that, and I'm just going to cut right down that far. I'm just cutting that far. See that? I'm just cutting that far. See, I didn't cut this part at all. I just cut right there. If you don't have scissors, you can just tear that part pretty easily because it's already been folded, so it's a little easier to tear. Okay, so now I have a park bench that's kind of separated. And here comes the magic part. Here comes the magic part. Once I get done with my hot dog and my hamburger, I'm going to need a book. What? Okay, so we're at the park bench, right? Then we made a park bench for two. And then we're going to need a book. Look, all I'm doing is scooching my hands together. Bloop. And then what I do is I like to just kind of fold it down and work on the folds. Because the folds haven't quite gotten themselves worked out yet. So I just fold it down and push on things. Oh my goodness, there's our booklet. There's our booklet. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time with a brand new piece of paper. Just in case you missed something or you're screaming or you're crying or you're about to throw things. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's just try again. Okay. Here we go. Here's our story. So, I'm going to go on a picnic, and you are going to go with me. We're going to go on a picnic. Come on, let's go on a picnic. So, when we do that picnic, we're going to want a hot dog. And then after we finish our hot dog, we're going to want a hamburger. But to eat my hot dog and my hamburger, I'm going to need a park bench. Hold it back up here. But I like my privacy, so I want a park bench made for 2 people. Plus, you know, Corona, we gotta keep our space. And then after I get done with my lunch, I'm gonna want a book. So now I have 3 of these. And you know what's pretty cool? What's pretty cool is if you use a whole one of these and then you want some more, you can just take a glue stick and glue on the back cover and then glue it together. And then pretty quick, now you have like an even bigger book. I don't know how many. I have glued 15 of these things together and made like a super crazy book. You could probably glue like, I don't know, at least 30 of them together before it starts to fall apart. So, pretty cool. And you can just sit and fold these and make a whole bunch of these. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. You could even make book reports on them, I think. I don't know. Really cool. Let's get back to art. Whew, that paper folding can be tricky. Am I right or am I right? I'm right. So, once you get your paper folded, then you have your sketchbook. And now it's time to put some stuff inside of our tiny little sketchbook. Okay, so on the first page, or the cover of the book, that's where we're gonna write your name. And you can write it with a marker or a crayon or anything you want. And I'm gonna write sketchbook. S-K-E-T-C-H. That says sketch. And book, B. That's B. O. Go together to make O. And K. That's a K. Sketchbook. Miss Howell's sketchbook. Miss Howell's sketchbook. I can decorate, I can draw my favorite color on here, I don't know, I can decorate the whole front of it. Super, super pretty. But for now, we're going to open the page, find the first page. You know, when we have a journal, we're supposed to always start on the next page. We don't skip around. You don't go from there to all the way back there. No, we just go right here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a color wheel. We're going to make a color wheel. So at the top, we're going to write COLORWHEEL. Color wheel. And I'm going to use a big piece of paper so you can see what I'm doing, but you can work along with me to make a color wheel. Okay, I'm starting with my primary colors. I have red, yellow, and blue. I'm going to use my watercolors to show you how we can mix colors. You can do the same thing if you have your watercolors. If not, you can just watch. So I can take red and yellow and add them together to make, what color is that? Orange. Orange is what we call a secondary color. I can take yellow and blue and add them together to make green. Green is also a secondary color. And I can take blue and red and put them together to make violet or purple. Purple is also a secondary color. So my secondary colors are orange, green, and purple. Okay, so here's my color wheel in my sketchbook. I have my red, my yellow, and my blue. Those are primary colors. And then yellow and red make orange. Blue and red make purple. And blue and yellow make green. So this is called a color wheel, and it reminds me how the colors work together. So go ahead and color those colors in your first page for your color wheel if you have all those colors. So I'm writing P-R-I-M-A-R-Y-C-O-L-O-R-S. And there are three primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. So I'm going to use my crayons and I'm going to color in red, yellow, and blue. Okay, let's check our sketchbook. So the cover, when it's closed, says your name and it says sketchbook. And then when we open up, our first page has our color wheel. And our second page has our primary colors. Now we're going to turn the page and right on the back, see the one that says primary colors right on the back. We're not skipping. Right on the back of primary colors. Now we're going to do our secondary colors. I wrote all these words, but you don't need to. We're going to make kind of like a color sentence, just like we do in math. In math, we say 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2 fingers, right? So here we're going to say red plus yellow gives us a secondary color, red plus yellow. Let me go back to my color wheel and look. If I take red and yellow and I combine them, what do they make? Orange. Orange. Nice. Do you have this sentence? You don't have to write all those words. You can just put a red dot plus a yellow dot equals orange dot. Okay, now we can do another sentence. Yellow plus blue gives me a different color. These are my primary colors, remember? Primary. And we're making secondary colors. So let's go back to our wheel and look. If we have some yellow and we have some blue and we put them together, what do we get? Green, of course, of course. So yellow plus blue equals green. Okay, next secondary color. We do blue plus red. Blue plus red. Let me go back and look. Red and blue, when I put them together, I get purple. So blue plus red equals purple. You guys have done a very nice job with your tiny sketchbooks. You have. We've gotten them ready with some very important information that we will always need to have with us, right? We have our color wheels, we have our primary colors, and we have our secondary colors. Good job. We have more pages. Guess what? We're going to put more very important information into these sketchbooks another time. Our time is getting very short, so I don't want to forget one of the fun parts of a sketchbook, and that is decorating it. So you probably wrote your name on the front and you wrote sketchbook, right? But now you get a chance to color and decorate it. Color and decorate it. Also, if you have a big one of these, now's your chance to color and decorate it. These are fun to decorate with tape, like duct tape or washi tape. It's fun to decorate with fabric. It's also fun to glue things on here, like stickers or something like that. I have letters. Hold on. Where's Miss Howell's letters? I have these letters. And I'm going to glue my letter on, and then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to paintbrush glue over the top of it and then let it dry for a long time. And then it will be all like shiny. And if I get like some coffee on my sketchbook, I can just wipe it off carefully. But I have to be careful with my sketchbook. I don't want to put my coffee on top of it too much. You could cut out pictures from magazines. You could do all those kinds of things. I have a painting that I started, or a lettering thing that I started, and it's too big right now, but I could cut it so that it fits on my sketchbook, and then I could finish painting it, and then I could put tape over the top of it, right? And tape over the top of it would kind of be like laminating it. So there are a lot of things that I can do to decorate my sketchbook, and I'm going to get it all decorated before next week when we see each other again for art. I can't wait to see what your sketchbooks look like. Make sure you send us a picture on the Twitter or the Instagram, and make sure you tag us at HISD Fine Art so we can see what you've been doing. Bye, everybody. I hope you have such a nice week.